Welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry with Punched
Ow.
and the Pooper. Now, let's see what Punchy's up to. I don't understand. Kind to everyone, not discriminating against age or gender. Mean. That mean was sprawled by the window in an unnatural pose. Oh shit! Blood stained her a deep red from her head. Blood stained her a deep red from her head down to her chest. The bright crimson smeared on the wall. That splatter had undoubtedly come from Mian. She always had that bright smile and was kind to me from the day I transferred. Rena. Is Rena dead? That same Rena was slumped at my feet and was making the same. Whoa, what? And was making the same pool of blood as Mian. I couldn't comprehend what had happened. Did someone come to save me? Then they beat these two down? With this metal bat? I finally noticed the weight in my right hand. How long had it been there? It was Satoshi's metal bat. It was covered in a deep red. There is no doubt that this was the weapon used to mutilate both of them. And I was holding that weapon. Oh it was us? Fuck, no! I was the only person in the house. What? Looking at this objectively, I couldn't think of anyone other than myself who could have done it. I did this? That's right. Punchy Maribara? Of course I did it. I told myself gently as if coaxing myself. Hey, me. There's no reason for you to remember it, nor is there a need to regret it. Eat or be eaten. You get that, don't you? Do I have Osama in me? Because there should only be one voice in Punchy's head, and that's my voice. But the blood, there's so much. Neither Ren nor Mean had moved an inch. It wasn't just a split forehead or a trickle of blood. Nothing that simple. The entire room was splattered with red, and that told me it didn't end with just 2 or 3 strikes. Were they dead? Both of them? The depths of my mind were calm, but on the surface I was panicking and agitated. Calm down, Punchy Maribara. What happened to your usual calm self? Come on now. Do like you always do, throw your head back and take a deep breath. Come on. Once. Twice. Breathe deeply. Calm down. Calm down. I chanted that over and over in my head and relaxed. Punchy, why? What's happening? Color came back to my vision, and smells re-infused the air. At the same time, I remember what happened when I blacked out. Okay, let's see what happened. Ren and Mean had attacked me. They were about to inject me with whatever caused the same symptoms of Tomitake-san. Right before that happened, I fought back. I twisted my whole body and threw Ren as she was pinning my arms. Then, I followed through with my spin and ran my foot as hard as I could into Mean's torso. It was soft. Ren tried jumping on me, so I tackled her as hard as I could and slammed her against the wall. I didn't let that brief moment of having them off balance slip by. Satoshi's bat was left carelessly by the side of my desk. Bleep. At that moment, everything went pitch black. There was nothing recorded past this point in the videotape of my mind. No, that wasn't right. It wasn't that there was nothing recorded. It was recorded just fine. Just the other me inside myself had told me not to look and had turned off the TV. Just because the screen had gone black and I couldn't see it, didn't mean the whole videotape within me hadn't recorded. The TV was just off. The video was still playing. The tape within me creaked along, still playing. On the other end of the pitch black screen, that horrifying video was still playing on. Compared to this, though, the scene right before my eyes, was still so difficult to take in. There was blood splattered everywhere on the walls, the two of them in these unnatural poses. Not a sign of movement from them. I couldn't even tell if they were breathing. No matter what the circumstances were, my friends, these girls, I had attacked them. I may have even killed them. But if I hadn't done this, I would have been the one done for. Balancing that out of an imaginary scale, it felt odd that I'd even feel bad about it. Even if it was a bit excessive, this was justifiable self-defense. The proof was all here. The two of them collapsed here, and me and Syringe. Me and Syringe filled with some unknown drug would certainly solve the mystery surrounding the incident with Toмотake-san. And from the fact that both these two were involved, they'd be able to pick out the criminals one after another. In my own head, as in, me, I'm getting like I'm starting to feel like punchy. Like in my head, I'm getting like a uneasy feeling right now inside me about all this. That something isn't just right. Still, I might be suspected for this, but that was just fine. Anyway, now this should be a police affair. This wouldn't fade into the darkness like Rena's past incidents. As long as the police were involved, that should bring this to a close. They'll probably revisit their investigation on the chain of incidents. Oishi-san would definitely get to the bottom of it. Unless he's dead, meaning my wish of not wanting to die, wanting to know the truth. That would be fulfilled in its most basic form. It was all a matter of time now. The Dr. Rena called should be getting here soon. I'll confess everything to him. I needed to contact Oishi-san. At that moment, I remembered, besides the doctor, a manager had been called. It was easy to imagine that there was somebody deeply involved with the incidents, judging from Ren and Min's conversation. The ache in my chest, caused by the gruesome deed I'd done, dissipated rapidly. It was not over yet. This place was no longer safe. Stay calm, Punchy Maebara. It's not over yet. I need to live long enough to tell the police of this incident. At that moment, I felt like I heard someone's voice from outside. Since people were speaking, it must mean there was more than one person. I moved the curtain ever so slightly and peered outside. It was a bizarre sight. About 4 or 5 grown men were all gathered at the gate. They very much resembled the 2 men who assaulted me at the dam site today. Those 2 might even be among them. There was one person there wearing a white coat, but he didn't look like a doctor at all. My gut told me he was in disguise, only posing as a doctor. That guy would probably ring the bell and get me to open the front door, pretend to be a doctor and get me to open the door, and then the rest of them would all rush in at once. At that moment, I saw a car parked behind the man, and my heart nearly skipped a beat. The white van! Oh shit, the one I almost ran it over. No mistaking it. That van, the one that had tried to run me down? The man in the white coat entered the gate and headed towards the front door. The rest of the men hid in the bushes and watched him. I probably couldn't pretend that I wasn't home. Undoubtedly, they just break the windows and enter. I need to get out of here somehow. Then use a public phone to contact Oishi-san, then meet up somewhere. First of all, I need a weapon. Then shoes! Before all of that, there's one thing I had to do. I had no intention of dying. I'd live, and reveal the truth about the nonsensical curse of Osama. But what would happen from here on? Regardless of how determined I was, it may bring up my demise. And that was why. There's one thing more important than getting out of here right now. What's that? I need to get the clock out quickly and take down the note hidden behind it. Damn it! The tape was sticking to it fast. It'd be fine if it was torn a little. I opened the slightly torn note and began writing another passage with a ballpoint pen. If I wasn't able to inform Oishi-san, the only thing I could rely on was this note. I'd never thought a piece of torn, college-ruled notebook paper could be this reliable before. I had no time. I'd only write what I knew right now. I need to leave some sort of information that would lead them to uncover the truth. Rena and me are conspirators of the perpetrators. This was an undeniable fact. I still didn't want to believe it, but it was a fact. Anyway, I'd leave all the information that would help lead them to finding the perpetrators. There are 4 or 5 adults, maybe more. They have a white van. This was everything I was able to see from the window. There may be more. Also, there was an unidentified person known as the manager. To begin with, the term manager didn't even mesh with Hinamizawa at all. If they're going to include managers from the past incidents, then the only one of the construction foreman is the construction foreman and the victim from the first murder. The very first victim in the chain of incidents. Killed in a lynching, his body divided into 6 pieces. His right arm was never discovered. The police should have confirmed that death. But Rena and me both call him manager. They said manager. They wouldn't use that term to refer to someone who's dead. The police would never even conceive that someone who was deceased could be involved. Could that be some sort of oversight? I didn't know. But even if I didn't know, it could be a big hint for Oishi-san. That's right. They needed to start fresh from the first incident. It wasn't just a simple dismemberment, but the start of this string of mysterious deaths that would follow. So then, there must be something hidden there. Please reinvestigate the victim from the dismemberment incident. He's alive. His death should have been established after an autopsy. Logically, you would think as much. But was that really the case? Could it have been some sort of ploy that they were able to deceive the police with? I shouldn't jump to conclusions, but he may still be alive. I had no time to ponder that right now. Oh yeah, there's something even more important I need to write. Tomitake-san's death was from an unknown drug. That's right. That drug, it was an irreplaceable piece of evidence. No doubt, just by having this, everything would be uncovered. I couldn't just leave the Vitacool lying on the floor. This syringe is proof. Writing that down, I stuck the syringe on the back of the clock with plenty of tape, so it absolutely would not slip out and fall to the floor. Firmly. Firmly. Oh, the bell rang. They were here. I couldn't write any more, but even still, there was one last thing I had to write. I have no idea why it's become like this. It's maybe the closest thing to the truth out of everything I wrote on this note. If you're reading this, then I am probably already dead, though you may or may not find my body. I thought I was going to write out everything that could happen. Either dying from the curse, or being demoned away. You, who are reading this, please uncover the truth. That is my only desire. With this, my last will and testament was complete. It wasn't certain that I was going to die, but it was my final plea, just in case. I followed the note, stuck it back on the back of the clock, and returned the clock back to its usual spot. I couldn't help but pray. Oishi-san, if something happens to me, I leave the rest to you. After that, I gazed down silently at Ren and Mian. This was probably the last time we'd ever see each other. Rena, Mian, I really thought all of us were friends. But why did it end up like this? I never had any fun in my previous school. I only worried about standardized test scores, about if the school I hoped to get into was where I really wanted to go, or a safety net. That was all I talked about. It was a dull life. The people I called friends were also my rivals in studying, in competitions, in personal records, and standardized test scores. Everyone here taught me how unhealthy that lifestyle was. This month was really fun. Making a fuss over lunch, making a fuss over the club, making a fuss over the festival. Something hot began dripping from my face. Uncontrollable tears. I should have had no obligation to shed tears for them, but they wouldn't stop. Even if they were after my life, even if they were trying to kill me, everything that happened this month, I wouldn't forget it. Or could it be those happy days were all a facade as well? Was it all a trap, meticulously orchestrated up until today to ensnare me? Could it have been that I just arbitrarily assumed that they were my friends? That couldn't have been the case. Both Ren and Mian, they really were my friends. Those happy days. There's nothing fake or unclear about them. Someone probably forced them to try and kill me. Or their minds were taken over, possessed by the supernatural entity known as Osama. Regardless, both Rena and Mian, they were the best friends ever. And when they were coming after me, it wasn't of their own, their own volition. Wait, they weren't the kind of people to sell off their friends, regardless of whether or not they were forced. There's no way such a thing like being possessed by Osama could happen in reality. Then, did the real Rena and Mian come after me? What was I thinking? What a silly, dumb idea, having beaten down both Ren and Mian. I was still debating if they were the real ones or fakes. There was no real or fakes. Only the reality that was before me. Ren and Mian were swallowed at my feet. That was the only truth. I was only trying to twist the facts to my benefit. That I beat my friends to death. No matter how I spun it, it wouldn't change reality. Ren and Mian were both dead. It felt like there was a crack in the dam of strange emotions I was holding back. It felt like my calm state, which was nothing more than a bluff, had receded, and in that opening, insanity was leaking out. I killed them. I killed them. Ren and Mian. I killed them. Oh god, Punji's going insane. The doorbell rang again. The unrelenting echo pulled me back into the state of composure once again. I didn't have a moment to spare. Quickly, I needed to get away. I didn't want to die. I would uncover everything after that. The identity of whoever and whatever had pushed me this far. Even if I had to drink mud and eat grass, I would survive. I would survive. I will survive! I killed Rena for that very reason. I also killed Mian. I went that far just to keep living, so I can't die. For my sake, and for the sake of the late Rena and Mian, I have to survive. Gee, I don't know how much is left. Should I just save? Let's see real quick. Okay, I just checked. My last recording was about 32 minutes, so I'm actually gonna use that one as one episode. So hopefully I can get all 3 episodes out. Use that as one episode and the 15 minutes from beforehand and keep going. I ran towards the door and grabbed my shoes. The doorbell rang again, as if to urge me on. Behind this single solitary door, they were there. Keeping quiet, I headed towards the kitchen, headed towards the back door. Before opening the back door, I put my ear to it and checked for the people outside. No one? After I put on my shoes, I opened the door slowly, as to not make a sound. There he is! The back door! A piercing voice echoed out. That voice stabbed through me, setting my hair on end. I had to run. Get out of here, Punchy! One after the other, I felt stuff like rationale and intelligence, those things you use when you have time to spare, spill out of me. I didn't feel any pain from the branches scratching my arms and forehead. My autonomously pulsing heart felt neither fatigue nor pain. My entire being just wished to live. There was nothing else it desired. It probably had no complaints whatsoever. So of course, I wouldn't feel fatigue. I just ran. Just recklessly rushing in the direction I was already heading. Even if nobody was chasing after me, I'd still be running like this. There wasn't a thought in my mind about where I was headed. Turning around, I felt the presence right next to me. That presence was, without a doubt, chasing me like a shadow. If I took even one misstep, I would be devoured. That's what I thought. So I didn't turn around. I didn't stop. I ran at full speed. Oh, what happens to Punchy? Oh, God. She's going! God, my heart! Quacka, quacka. That was one of the chirpings of the Higurashi telling me it was the evening. Try and tell me something, and then I finally heard it. The wailing cry of the victims who didn't make it. Would I be joining them? Only the Higurashi knew. They knew everything. They definitely knew. So I ran towards where I could hear more of the Higurashi's chirps. But the farther I ran, the farther away their chirping became. I couldn't get near them. Why are you all running away? Was it my fault? Was I the one to blame? Then I'll apologize. I'm sorry. Oh shit, I'm turning... What's happening to me? Stop apologizing, Punchy! Oh god, I thought that only Higurashi knew. Jeez, I just went through 2 chapters right there. Okay. How am I gonna do this? Okay, we'll just see what happens here. I thought this would be the ending, but it apparently is not. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna leave off here, and if I get back in time Sunday, we'll find out what happened to Punchy. Honestly, there's probably like 5 minutes left. I'm just like, yeah, we'll end here. But thanks for watching, guys. Man, I think it's ending, right? It's gotta be. Like, all the normal stuff is just completely out the window, and it's just pure, like, shit happening one after another. The shit is on the fan, and is flowing about freely, nastily. Anyway, yeah, I still got a little bit of time, so I can probably send out everything today. Let's hope, because it takes a long time to turn it from whatever movie maker file it is into an MP4, so I can upload it to YouTube. But I think I could do it No, excuse me, Ken. I'm pretty sure I can do it within the time. It's one like 1:45, so probably. Yeah, I'm sure I can. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy watching these. If it's coming to the end, I do have another visual novel coming up. It's called Eden. I also have zero clue what that's about. But if you guys have any, if you guys have any other suggestions, I remember you guys mentioned The Walking Dead, which is really, I watched like the first season of it and a little bit of the second, but it sounded really interesting. So I actually might get into that. I also heard it was a really good game to play. So too, besides that, so I would love to play it. But other than that, just have a great and safe weekend, and safe 4th of July if you guys are celebrating. And yeah, just have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully Punchy's alive by then. Very much hopeful. Actually, I'm very hopeful, but not confident. So, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Ow.